Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, it's Ella. It's Killer. How you doing? How you feeling? It's Manny out here, and we are talking today about Florian Wirtz as he joins Liverpool. That's madness. That's a big one. Whatever anyone is telling you, but this particular move right here, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, is absolutely game changer. It is game changer. It truly is. I'm about to go live on TikTok too, so uh I want you guys to give me a second. But nah, it's game changer. I'm telling you, game changer, bruv. Are you guys? Do you guys understand the gravity of what just happened? The gravity of what? Florian Wirtz. I want you guys to understand this because this is a big one. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is game changing. First and foremost, Liverpool never do this. You understand me? Liverpool never do this kind of situation. And so for the fact that they have done it, that's mind blowing, in my opinion. It's mind blowing. But let's get into the topic of the day anyway. It says here by Dave Ornstein, he basically goes. Let me see if I can show you guys. So just like how we usually do it every time here. Da, da, da. But man, this is crazy work. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's get it. It says here Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen talks over Florian Wirtz at final stages. Clubs in daily contact to reach agreement. Second bid not rejected. Dialogue continues to settle structure, add-ons, and payment terms. Al Hilal inquired about Liverpool's Darwin Nunes. This is madness. Let me tell you this. Okay, so Dave Ornstein is pretty clear about what he said in this situation. Then final talk. But if there's one person you want to know that is not scared to jump the gun because his sources are usually always right, it's Fabrizio Romano. And Fabrizio Romano, we know the stages of transfer window. He comes out here and he gives us Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Man, oh man, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is a here we go. Don't get me wrong, I'm sounding excited like as if I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not. They are my rivals. But to me, this is just good for the sport. It is just good that I will be able to watch Florian Wirtz every single day, every single weekend. That's how excited I am about this situation. Not because he's joining Liverpool, but because he's going to be playing in the Premier League. But let's read what Fabrizio Romano says in this situation. Fabrizio says, um, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool verbally agreed deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for package reaching 150 million euros. My goodness. 150 million euros. Add-ons included. Now, I think people get this a little bit mixed up because he says add-ons included. So the 150 million, that is basically included with the add-ons. I believe it's somewhat around 115 to 120, and then the rest is kind of tacked on in possibly realistic add-ons, like if Liverpool wins the Champions League or if Liverpool wins the Premier League, then that basically is going to trigger the add-ons. But in this situation, I think based on the player, every single thing in this situation sounds worth it to me. Based on the player. You get me? Player side already agreed 2 weeks ago with move now eminent. Vert set for medical and contract signing. This is big news, man. This is big news. We are looking at one of the best players, one of the purebreds, number 10 in the entire world of football. I want you guys to understand this. One of the top bred number 10s. It is literally purebred. He is so good at doing what he does as a number 10. It is mind blowing. And he's going to the best team in the Premier League. That's where he's going. It is crazy to me. It truly is. But guess what? I'm excited because this is what football is. This exact thing is what football is. It truly is. You have to understand that the competition is only going to get worse. The competition is only going to get better. And if the competition is getting better, you know for dang sure that the Premier League is going to be exciting to watch. You know that for sure. It's going to be exciting to watch. And that is my point in this. Because Florian Wirtz is coming to the Premier League. He's coming to England. At this point, it is not going to be denied. I'm telling you. And I'm excited for that. Now let's go into another other stories in terms of the transfer window. Because yes, I can go on and on and on about talking about why Florian Wirtz will be a maestro signing for Liverpool. But before we even move forward, I want to also say this. It is also troubling, in my opinion. Actually, what's good, man? I see you, boy. You should be sleeping. I see you, boy. Anyway, but it is a little bit troubling because the amount of flop that have flopped under the 100 million pound um tax bracket is just a lot. Anton Griezmann, Felipe Coutinho, this and that. The amount of flops under that tax bracket or transfer bracket is so much. Is so much that I'm actually scared. Because one thing is for sure. One thing is for sure. This money that Liverpool have just splurged out, because this is going to be the record breaking for any English team, I believe. The last time was Moises Caicedo. This move is going to be the record breaking for Liverpool. And so, if Liverpool don't win the Champions League, if they don't win the Premier League, every single person will start thinking that this is a flop just because of how much it is. Now, he might be the best player in the world, but if Liverpool don't go on to win the league, win the Champions League with him within this first few years of him being at Liverpool, I feel like a lot of criticisms are going to start joining. They're going to start getting heavy and they're going to start talking. And that is problematic, in my opinion. You get me? It is problematic. But without further ado, before we go any forward into the transfer window and giving you guys the updates, make sure you guys are hitting that follow button and subscribe button right now. Let's smash that. You get me? We're on our way to 10,000. That is the goal. We're on our way to 10,000 and we are getting there slowly but surely. So you guys, let's go. Let's keep on hitting that follow button right now. Let's go. Anyway, let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne, the ginger maestro. Kevin De Bruyne. More on Kevin De Bruyne and Napoli. The club plans for medical tests to take place on Thursday. KDB should sign all documents soon. And then, here we go with our Pierre. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Let's say this for one thing is for sure. One thing is for sure. Kevin De Bruyne is a baller. Now, he's on the other side of his career. We can all agree on that. Go, come on. Can we all agree that Kevin De Bruyne is on the other side of his career? Well, I love this for Kevin because he's going into a team that he fits perfectly in. He fits perfectly in because in that midfield of Napoli, you're looking at a, an 18-yard box crusher. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. an 18-yard box crusher in Scott McTominay, who has gone to Napoli to show that he's a baller. And then you have Ngisa. These are all players that can do the dirty work for De Bruyne. Why De Bruyne can just be the maestro, the passing genius, the the intelligence, the brain of the midfield. You get me? He can just be the brain of the midfield. And of course, he's passing to his boy Lukaku. If you did not know before, Lukaku and De Bruyne are really good friends from Belgium. They have spearheaded Belgium's um, golden era. Now, that golden era for Belgium did not do much because they didn't really win anything of note. However, it is still the golden era. After all, the golden era of England did not give them any single thing. You get me? It did not give them anything. So it's quite the same thing in this situation. It's quite the same thing. Anyway, guys, let's hit that follow button right now. Let's go. But that's for Kevin De Bruyne. That is for Kevin De Bruyne. I'm happy that he's going to Napoli because in my mind, I believe that this is it's crystal clear. When you still have the talent, I understand. I understand going to get the money and going to make money is part of it. That's your job. But in my mind, though, in my mind, being that somebody that really wanted to play soccer and play football all his life, every single day that I get the chance to play, I want to play. Every single day. Dave Onsin says via said VAR this transfer. He did say that. He did say that. I don't know if he said the VAR the transfer, but he did say that the it's not completely done. They're in the final stages. That's what Dave Onston said. So Ozan definitely. So what club do you support? United. United. That's the club. I don't know if you picked on that one, but yes, that's the club I support. That's the club I support, my man. Well, yeah, it is big time, man. It is truly big time. What is happening right now um in transfer window? By the way, the transfer window closes today. It closed today, um, but it's going to reopen. It is, if you do not know, but it's closed today because of the Club World Cup is about to start. Now let's talk about the Club World Cup. FIFA are having a really hard time. They are having a really tough time in selling tickets. But this is what happens when you bring and you force down the throats of every single person, every club, using money to create a tournament that you feel is meant to be there. I don't think this should be the situation. FIFA should not be struggling in filling out the stadium with the likes of Real Madrid playing, with the likes of Chelsea playing, Man City playing. You should not be having a problem in filling out stadiums in the US. Don't get me wrong, I believe the US is having a problem in terms of even just promoting soccer. But let me tell you something. Soccer in the US has gotten better in terms of the promotions and stuff. It definitely has. Ozan basically Ozan yes, he played center back. That's impressive. 100 million prize money for a winner of the World Club Cup, Club World Cup. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. That's not sustainable. It is not. It is not sustainable whatsoever. And that is why I'm beating my head with a drum because what that tends to do is it makes the Europa League feel cheap. They did it with the Europa League. They were like, they changed the distance and they were like, okay, we are going to make sure that the Europa League has what I put it has value, and so we're going to put 100 million in qualification for the game. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, you chipping out the Champions League. You chipping out the Champions League because now every single person can get in. You chipping out the Champions League. And that's the problem for me. You understand? That's a problem for me. Always felt like it was a problem. You get me? I've always felt like it was. But guess what? It's the rule, so we have to kind of abide by it. USA MLS promotes so bad. I'm here begging for more coverage. They hide it on Apple TV. Bruv, that's the biggest problem. You know, in the US, everything you have to pay for it. Everything you have to pay. If you're watching TV, everything in the US, you gotta have to pay for it. Zero says Chelsea has 100 players they will manage. I understand. They definitely will. But you know, one thing is crazy. I don't know how they are able to actually keep people actually excited to play for Chelsea because you still have the two guys coming from Sporting that are going to be playing for Chelsea. To me, that's problematic. I feel like a squad should have a certain amount. Zero says each tournament FIFA get billions and reorganizing country gets nothing, or the organizing country gets nothing, just like the World Cup. No, I actually don't think that the organizing country gets nothing. I think they actually get something for organizing because they are actually part of the World Cup itself. A man who wins the tournament. Shoot. If I was to say who is going to win the tournament right now in terms of the Club World Cup, I would give it to. I say I'm gonna give it to Manchester City. I might give it to Manchester City. Um, say Nkunku wanted out of the club ASAP. Now he's going to leave, I believe. Uh, I trust. Like City, City definitely has a chance to win it. Um, he says Nkunku wants out of the club. Yeah, he's going to leave. He has to leave for his career. He honestly has to leave. He honestly has to leave. You say your long shot. My long shot is Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't know if you know them, but Mamelodi Sundowns. Oi, oi, oi. Sifiwe Shabalala. Mm, 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 Bruv, man, that World Cup will remain my favorite World Cup. South African World Cup will remain my. It's Sifiwe Sabalala is a South African soccer player that scored the first goal for South Africa during the 2010 World Cup, I believe. Amazing footballer, by the way. Amazing, amazing. He just doesn't have. He didn't have the what they call it, kind of the backing to do what he needed to do. But now it's truly amazing. I'm telling you. Zero says it's been exposed by John Oliver specifically for the Brazil one. What are you talking about on there? I'm not so sure. But it's truly amazing. With the amount they spend on infrastructure, the country um even incurs a loss. Yes, yes. Usually they incur a loss because there's a specific amount that they give. They don't give more than that amount. But the country puts a lot of things. But let me give you that. Let me actually say this though. Because the country is expecting a lot of people coming in, I feel like they make more in tourisms. I feel like they make more in tourism and tourists coming into the country than they actually would make from the World Cup. Um, he says, Ozan basically said South African club. Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns are a South African club. It is, I'm telling you, they wear yellow and green. They wear yellow and green. I want you guys to understand and watch out for them because it's going to be crazy. These players are players that, thank you, Soccer Gamer. I appreciate you, big dog. Um, these players are players that are, are just looking for a team to actually give them a chance. They're looking for a team to give them a chance. And when you get those kind of opportunity to play against Real Madrid, to play against Manchester City, I am telling you, you are going to be seeing the full fledged of African football. It is going to be full. They are going to play with all their might. And I'm amazing. I'm happy about that. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, yes. Let's go. Now TikTok is real funny. No, but Mamelodi Sundowns, amazing, amazing crew, amazing players. Let's talk about Rodrygo Grush. I never know how to pronounce his last name. Rodrygo Gush. Rodrygo Gush. Right? Is that how to pronounce it? Anyway, um, he was basically touted that he was going to be going to Arsenal, right? He was going to be going to Arsenal. However, what he basically posted on his Instagram today is Feliz. And if there's anything I know about Portuguese, it's Feliz Navidad. And that basically means Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. And so, if you are translating that, it basically means happy. And that is a picture of him training at Real Madrid. And so basically, I feel like this is a good update for Arsenal fans. Kind of calm down because they all felt that they were basically getting um, Rodrigo Grish, even though he is currently Arsenal's kind of favorite target to bolster that left wing position. Feel he should leave Real Madrid though. Feel he should leave Real Madrid. He's not going to get the shine that he deserves. He's not going to get the prudence, not the playing time that he deserves, except he's going to be changed into a wing back. That's the only way I believe that Rodrigo is going to actually get an opportunity at Real Madrid. Truly, truly, I only believe that because when you see Rodrigo playing for Real Madrid, right now you are seeing him battling for an opportunity or for playing time with Vinicius, Mbappe. Um, Now they have gone to bring Franco Mastontuno. All these things are not favoring. They still have Henry. They're not favoring the boy. They're not favoring Rodrigo. You get me? Ozan basically says, "Oh, the home kit looks like the Brazil national team." Yes, that is that is Mamelodi Sundowns for you. Sahi, what's up, my guy? He said Bruno is a trophy winner. Yes, vamos, Bruno. Bruno is our Portuguese Magnifico. That's Bruno. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy. Not just Bruno, but Cristiano, Dalla, um, one of my favorite left back, Nuno Mendes. One of my favorite midfielder right now, Vitinha. Abi Vitinha. That Portuguese team, they need to win the World Cup. They need to win the World Cup. He said Ronaldo has won enough. He could do all right. Bro, Ronaldo is never going to get tired of winning. I believe he's going to go to the World Cup. Ruben Neves. I believe he's going to go to the World Cup, and I just want him. I want this Liverpool team. Sorry, I say Liverpool, but this Portuguese team actually carry Ronaldo for once in the World Cup. Carry Ronaldo for once and actually give him the opportunity to recreate that that Messi's trophy, Messi's World Cup trophy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it because I think that was one of the best pictures I've seen in a long time. That picture of Messi in bed with the World Cup trophy is second to none, man. I'm looking for it right now. The day I find it, when I find it, I will show you guys. But it is just amazing. I need Ronaldo to recreate that. If he recreates it, I think the debate is just over. If Ronaldo gets to recreate that, the debate might just be over, in my opinion. But anyway, um, bed. Yes. I found it. This is the picture right here. This is the picture right here. If Ronaldo gets the opportunity to recreate this picture right here, if he gets the opportunity to recreate this picture, it is going to be over for a lot of people. He says, see your head, you want to make people fight. Bro, it's no joke. No joke. If he gets to recreate this picture right here, if he does that, it truly will be different. It truly will be different. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's continue with the transfer updates. The transfer update says Min-jae Kim is a clear candidate for a sale at Bayern Munich. Bruv, this breaks my heart, man, because I know how much Erik Ten Hag wanted Kim Min-jae. I know how Erik Ten Hag wanted Kim Min-jae, but he chose to go to Bayern, and 1 year later, he is up for sale. Who knew if he had come to Manchester United, we wouldn't have had to sell or to sack Erik Ten Hag? Who knew? Or who knows? Bayern are aware of the interest from other sides and would be open to letting the 28-year-old centre back leave for a suitable offer. If a suitable offer arrives, as reviewed and confirmed again, he's under contract until 2028. The Bayern would look to reinvest the transfer fee in a new central defender. So it's not just that they need money; they are just looking to get rid. Messi and Ronaldo are the greatest players ever in the history of football. Absolutely, I agree. I also believe Ronaldinho and Ronaldo de Lima. Those are also in the brackets. And Pele, Maradona. Technically, I think there was nobody like Maradona, but we move. Um, I think Rodrygo is going to Arsenal. I don't know because he says he's happy, and when he basically says he's happy, I think he's happy at Real Madrid. A lot of people do not leave Real Madrid to go to Arsenal. You just don't see that. Oh my God, Napoli are doing a big one again because there is a total agreement in place between Napoli and Yuns Mensa or Munsa, Musa on the personal terms after players give green lights. Contract ready, club to club agreement now closed with AC Milan. Exclusive story confirmed. Now let me tell you guys one thing. In the US soccer group, the US national team, if there's any person that to me is the best player other than Christian Pulisic, it is Yuns Munsa. The boy is a baller. He is a baller in every single situation. You understand me? Every single situation. Oh, guess what? Nothing pisses me off right now than this picture. Ryan Cherokee is a Manchester City player. Ugh. Nothing pisses me off more than that picture. Because this is a player I've wanted. I've wanted Ryan Cherokee for a long time. And he joins us. He joins Manchester City. The noisy neighbors. They make me sick, man. They make me sick. But we have to be objective on the show. We have to be objective. You say, how far can England go in the 2026 World Cup? I think England has a great chance of actually winning it. They're a good team. However, what we are seeing from Thomas Tuchel after England just lost to Senegal 3-1, it's not good. It's not good. Thomas Tuchel need to figure something out and actually get it done. Get it done quick. You understand me? Ronaldo fans finally coming out of their caves in droves since hiding away after Argentina's World Cup win. No, 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 no. I was never hiding. I am a Ronaldo fan. I am a Messi fan. I just love good footballers. I just want him to be able to recreate it so the conversations can continue. That's what I want. Xavi wants Rodrygo to stay maybe another year to see how he treated under the new manager. I believe he's going to stay. I believe he's going to stay. By the way, guys, let's hit that subscribe button. We got over um on TikTok here, we got over about 10 people watching, and then on YouTube we got over 11 people. So guys, hit that follow button if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button so we can make sure we are on our way to 1,000 and we are on our way 10,000 on here. So guys, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I believe Rodrygo is going to stay. I believe Rodrygo is going to stay. But you know what is actually very interesting? Talking about Arsenal, you have two clubs from Saudi that are now pushing to sign Benjamin Sheshko. However, his preference is clear. He wants to stay in Europe. Arsenal and Sheshko are working on details to reach an agreement. The deal is on. I don't know what. Let me even see it in the chat. That chat, let me know what you guys say. Who would you prefer? Benjamin Sheshko or Victor Gyokeres? Because this is mind blowing to me. I'm trying to figure out why Arsenal chose Sheshko over Gyokeres. Apart from the fact that Sheshko is younger, you understand? Sheshko is younger, but Victor Gyokeres is the one person in the world that can basically say I was the highest goal scorer this calendar year. I was the highest goal scorer this calendar year. You get me? He's the one person that can say that. But apparently, it doesn't feel like it should be. It makes sense because I'm like, what in the world is happening here? I'm like, what in the world is happening? But anyway, that's Sheshko for you. I think Arsenal are going to have a good time with him, but it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one because, bro, he is fast, he is strong, but he's still skinny. He's still skinny. The fact that a lot of people are talking about Brian Mpuemo and him not being the top player that Manchester United usually would get, questioning why Manchester United are going for Victor Gyokeres. Those same questions should be asked of Benjamin Sheshko because he did. I understand he did well at RB Leipzig, but he did not set the world at light. He did not set the world at light. He wasn't bagging goals that would scare me out of my boots. He wasn't doing that. So I don't understand why everybody is like giving Jokeres a hard time. Anyway, Franco Mastantuano. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mastantuno. Mastantuno will play the FIFA Club World Cup with River Plate. It's always planned. He will join Real Madrid after the competition on a contract until June 2031. I want everybody to keep an eye out for that kid. Keep an eye out for that kid because that kid is remarkable. He is remarkable. Anyway, we'll read the comments. Zero says the reason Premier League clubs are hesitating over Gyökeres is Darwin Nunes, high scorer in the Portuguese in Portugal doesn't necessarily mean quality. Now, you see, I've heard that situation a lot, and I wanted to actually talk about it now. This is good. By the way, before we go into it, guys, hit that like button. We can definitely get 10 likes on this video. So let's do it. Victor Gyökeres, and Darwin Nunes are totally in different brackets. You know why I say that? Because when you watch Darwin Nunes at Benfica, he was a baller. He definitely did good things. He was playing well. He got the goals. Same thing with what he's doing in Liverpool. But Darwin Nunes in Benfica, right? In Benfica, was doing the same thing that he is doing in Liverpool right now. The only problem with that situation is that in Benfica, he would get four chances to score one. In Liverpool, he would get four chances and score none. He would just hit the bar three times. That's the difference. You understand? Darwin Nunes always got the opportunities, but always missed in Benfica. While Victor Gyokeres gets the opportunities. Now he does miss sometimes, but he is a prolific striker. And so with four chances, he scores two. With eight chances, he scores three. That's the difference. And the funny thing about Darwin Nunes in Liverpool is that Darwin Nunes in Liverpool is really good at every single thing else but putting the ball on the back of the net. A lot of people would still want to buy Darwin Nunes with the dream that he can find the back of the net. He can find his scoring booth. Darwin Nunes, when it comes to his runs, is better than every Liverpool player currently. When it comes to his pace, he's faster than every Liverpool player currently. You get what I'm saying? That's how good Darwin Nunes is. But the problem is, he is not putting the ball in the back of the net. That's the only problem. That's the only problem. I'm truly telling you the truth here. I'm truly telling you the truth. That's the only problem with Darwin Nunes. Apart from that, he is a goal. I still think, and bear in mind, I'm a United fan. Manchester United. Get it. And I'm giving praise to a Liverpool striker. But one thing is for sure, though. One thing is for dang sure. He is just unlucky. And he thinks way too much. If he can play with his instincts, if he can play football with his instincts and not think too much on the game or on the pitch when he's getting a chance, he will score more. I want you guys to understand that when Darwin Nunes gets the opportunity to actually think, he misses the chance. He misses the chance when he gets the opportunity to think because he gets scared. He gets too many things going through his mind. And to me, that's the only difference. Or that's the difference between both of them. Why Gyokeres, when he gets the opportunity, one-on-one, he might think, okay, let me actually chip the goalkeeper like what he tried to do against Manchester City. But when he gets another chance just like that, he understands, I need to score instead of humiliating the goalkeeper. And he puts it away. But people also forget about the second difference about Gyokeres and Darwin Nunes. Darwin Nunes never played in England. Gyokeres has. Gyokeres played at Brighton. Now, he did not play as a center forward. He played as a left back, I believe. But he also then played at Coventry. He played at Coventry where he actually scored some really good goals and actually played well. So he knows what English football is. He does know what English football is. And he's built like a freaking tank. He's built like a freaking tank. And so you can't really tell me that he's not going to make it. Now, everything is a risk. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a surefire. I think the only surefire thing in the market right now is Victor Osimhen. That's the only surefire thing right now. So I'm not saying he's a surefire, but I'm saying he's the closest thing to surefire. He's the closest thing to being crystal clear of he's actually good at this. You understand me? That's one thing about Victor Gyokeres that is a little different with David Nunes. Now let's go into the other topic. We're looking at Borussia Dortmund keep rejecting Chelsea bids for Jamie Bino Gittins, but the negotiations will continue also beyond the Club World Cup window. Chelsea wants RBG. Jesus, just call his name. Just say Gittins. What in the world? Chelsea wants Gittins, and the player wants the move. He agreed on a contract until June 2032. Chelsea would insist again. I think Bino Gittins going to Chelsea is just indicative of what in the craziness is going on. I'm just on this. I don't understand. How are Chelsea continuously buying players? Is their squad not full already? Is this squad not full already? By the way, guys, continue chatting in the comments. Whatever you guys want me to talk about, I'm definitely going to get it. I'm definitely going to answer and give you guys my 2 cents on the situation. So Chelsea, they make me sick. That's what Soccer Gamer says. Yes, bruv, they are stockpiling players, and this loophole works very well for them. It works very well for them because they stockpile players and they never play for Chelsea. They send them on loan. There's a player coming from Strasbourg that was one of the best players in Strasbourg last season. I think it's Santos, if I'm not mistaken. He's coming from Strasbourg, has not set a foot on the playing field for Chelsea. But guess what's going to happen? Chelsea might sell him for another 50 million. That's how Chelsea continues being in the profit margin. They buy players for cheap. They sell them right after, just in the next summer window. I think it's problematic, and I think it's something that they need to actually look into. They have tried, the Premier League have tried to close down that loophole, but have failed miserably. Miserably. Anyway, let's forget Chelsea for right now and talk about the breaking news. Juan Garcia to Barcelona is a here we go. I don't know if my accent for Fabrizio Romano is good or not, but you guys would let me know, I'm sure. Here we go. Fabrizio, Madon, or the Don. Fabrizio basically says here, it says documents are now in place for the Spanish goalkeeper. Release clause to be paid in the next days could happen next week, but all contracts are now ready. Juan Garcia will sign a 5-year deal at Barca, all set. You know, one thing is for sure. Barcelona would always use credit. That's one thing for sure. A release clause was usually known as before you get the player to sign, you pay the money. But Barcelona will always use credit. It's quite funny to think about. It's quite funny to think about. Why in the world is that part? Look, why in the world do they need to add this part that Barcelona are going to pay in the coming years? I mean, in the coming days. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of those days where you go to the market, right? Because your parents have shopped in that market for too long, you basically be like, Min-jae. If you guys do not know, Min-jae is the guy that makes like tea and bread and indomie or noodles, of you guys will call it outside. Um, and so you go and be like, Min-jae, could you give me so and so? My parents will pay you back tomorrow. My parents will pay you back tomorrow. That's what Barcelona reminds me of. I'm sorry for using my hands. I don't know why I'm using my hands so often these days. But that's what this whole situation reminds me of. That's honestly what it reminds me of. But we keep on moving, man. We keep on moving. Um, okay, we have a situation here from Brighton. It says here, after Coppola, Diego Coppola deal done, Brighton also signed Paralampos Pos. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it up for you guys to read because brother, that name is very difficult to pronounce. But one thing is for sure. When Brighton come in for you, you are a good player. That's the name right there. Bruv, can somebody pronounce this? Charal Caralampos Cara Char okay. Charalampos. Ha! Got it. Charalampos Costulas. Costulas. Charalampos Costulas. Anyway, Charalampos Costulas is probably going to Brighton. It's a here we go. So that's definitely good for Brighton. If there's one thing for sure, Brighton do not make mistakes in the transfer window. They do not make mistakes, and I believe they have just gotten themselves another talent. I do not know who he is. I've never watched him, but guess what? Guess what is going to happen? I am going to pay attention to Charalampos. Wow, look at that. I figured out his name. Charalampos. Charalampos. Sorry, I just keep on repeating it. Another big thing that could happen for Liverpool is Milos Perkesh. Man, Liverpool are so lucky. Liverpool are so lucky this season because winning the Premier League, Liverpool got around 181 million in prize money. Plus the fact that they qualified into the Champions League. So that gives them another 120-ish. So what does that basically mean? And this is the basic of maths because a lot of things go into that. There might be wages increased, there might be situations kind of increased in that sense. However, just to come and think about it, you have basically spent 150 million on Florian Wirtz. That's more than half of your Premier League winnings going into Florian Wirtz. But not just that, because of their qualification to Champions League that they've won and their long stay in the Champions League, they have enqueued and basically injected a lot of money into their coppers. And so they have a chance to actually get this done. But this is one of the best left back in the Premier League right now, and his name is Milos Kerkesh. Milos Kerkesh to Liverpool remains a matter of time. Short time, I add short time. Um, with a final round of talk taking place very soon, the deal won't be completed today, but soon Liverpool will meet again in Bournemouth to get it done. Truffet will be his replacement at Bournemouth, as reported. So basically, they have basically signed Truffet already in terms of Bournemouth because they are quite quick in making things done down there at the Cherries. Um, it is quite impressive. Liverpool are on a bender to make sure that they repeat as Premier League champions. If you guys do not know this now, know it now. Liverpool are on a bender to make sure that they repeat as Premier League champions. If there's one thing Liverpool hasn't done in a very long time, is go on to have like a whole full um, dynasty. The one that Manchester City had, the one that Man United had, the one that um, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Real Madrid, all those things, Liverpool has not had it in the modern day. But guess what? Liverpool are absolutely trying their best to do that right now. They are trying their best to do that right now, and it is scary to think about. Soccer Gamer says, let's go, because he's a Liverpool fan. But nah, bro, it is amazing. You are looking at a Liverpool team, a potential Liverpool team. Let's see. A potential Liverpool team that could consist of Alisson in goal. Liverpool, let's see, Liverpool potential team. Because it is just amazing. Liverpool potential team is just it's a scary thought. It is a scary thought. You understand? Now I don't really love. Oh my god. Yo, Liverpool fans are so hilarious. I want you guys to look at this. Twitter is the best place. It's one of the best apps I've seen in a long time. Look at this. So in this Liverpool team, potential Liverpool team, you're looking at Alisson, which is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, still to this day. Still to this day. And then you go here and you look at Ibrahimo Konate, who is one of the strongest defenders and most underrated that I have seen in the top six. Because Ibrahim Konate, oh my God, for France, to me, a lot of people say give praise to Saliba. This is one person that is so underrated. He literally makes Van Dijk be better. And of course, one of the best defenders in the world, Virgil van Dijk. And I'm so glad that he came back from his ACL and he's all of a sudden regained his form. He's all of a sudden regained the best form that I've seen him do in a long time. And that is definitely, I'm happy for that. I'm happy about that for him. You get me? And then you have Milos Kerkesh. Milos Kerkesh probably comes from Bournemouth. Another talented player that is a perfect archetype for Robinson. Rough. This dude doesn't get tired. He feels like he has four lungs. Four. Bombing down that left hand side back and forth without a cause of pause. He doesn't need a second to breathe. But guess what? You have that on the left hand side, and you have the same thing on the right hand side in Jeremy Frimpong. We have already seen him do this for Leverkusen. We have seen him do this for Leverkusen, and it's mind blowing. It is mind blowing. This is going to be scary time for every single person that watches the game. It is mind blowing time. And every team that is going to be battling against Liverpool, every Premier League team, every team in the Champions League, every team in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, are going to suffer. And then you get McAllister, Gravenberch, and Soboslai in the midfield. I don't even think they have Vert here. In fact, let me move this. These people are not serious. Let's do, man, let's do this. This is a little bit better. I want you guys to look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Do you know how scary this front line is about to be? How scary this front line is about to be? In the midfield, you have McAllister, Doboschlei, and Gravenberg. And in the attacking lineup, you're looking at Verts, possibly Ekatike, and Mohamed Salah. Oh my Lord. This team on its own sounds like 100 points team. That's what that team sounds like. It sounds like 100 point team. And good God, I don't want to come through that again. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to go through it anymore. I truly don't want to go through it anymore. Jeez. And Manchester United are here dilly-dallying on signing Mbeumo. Just dilly-dally. Of course. Kennedy Pires will join Strasbourg on loan deal from Chelsea as he won't be included in the FIFA Club World Cup squad. Um, Plan confirmed for Pires to have more game time and then return to Chelsea after 1 year. What did I tell you guys? The soccer gamer is laughing at me and saying 7-0. Keep on laughing. We are coming back. United is coming back. But we are just dilly-dallying. Like, don't get me wrong. Manchester United have started the transfer window very well. Cunha, bang, June 1st. But what next? What next? Okay, so now it's Mbeumo. Can you imagine that it was basically what the reports we heard? The reports we heard was Brentford are out for the weekend. The reports we heard was that Brentford was out for the weekend. And so therefore, we needed to wait until the weekday for anything to actually happen. And now Manchester United are back in conversations. But I want you guys to understand how ludicrous that is. They were out on the weekend. And I get it, it's a job. But damn it, Manchester United. Dang it. Figure it out, man. We are looking like real prats here. We're looking real bad. Anyway, talking about Manchester United, um, we have we have our talented boy that graduated from our academy from Carrington is basically saying here Olympic Marseille keep advancing on former steps for Angel Gomez free transfer. The expectation is for the deal to get done and sealed soon. This will be pretty good for him, especially. It will be pretty good for him because he gets to go to a team that I believe the coach is actually good enough to make him better. The coach is actually good enough to make him better because that's the saddest part about situations. A lot of things have happened where you get players go to a team and all of a sudden the team wants to change the way you play football. They want to change the way you play football. It always irks my nerve. It always does. Because like I think about it. Why did you want to buy me? You wanted to buy me because of how good I was in that particular position. But then I come to your team and all of a sudden you want to change my position to something I've never played before. Now sometimes it goes well. But for the most time that I've seen, it absolutely goes very, very bad. Very bad. And that's the problem about people overthinking things, thinking that situations are, bruv, just play the players where they're meant to play. And if you do not need that player, then you basically get the player you need. By the way, Senegal absolutely demolished England today. If you guys did not watch it, they demolished England today. And that's just sad. Because Thomas Tuchel's era hasn't started well whatsoever. He hasn't started well whatsoever. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this situation. We have spoken about a lot of things today. And the beautiful thing about it is there's a lot more to be spoken about tomorrow. There's a lot more to be spoken about tomorrow. So we are definitely going to talk about it. And we are definitely going to have a lot more fun. So thank you guys for joining Pillar Sports. And for every single person that hasn't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button as we go live majority of times every week and every day. So please join us. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. This is Pillar Sports, and we do it big down here. We give you guys the real and unfiltered reactions and news that come out when it comes to football and sports in general. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Before we go, we are going to run through everything we spoke about. We spoke about Florian Wirtz joining Liverpool. Of course, Dave Ornstein basically saying Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen talks over Florian Wirtz at the final stages. Clubs in daily contact to reach agreement. Second bid not rejected. Dialogue continues to settle structure, add-ons, and payment terms. So that's what Dave Ornstein said. But of course, our sharpshooter, the Don himself, Fabrizio Romano, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is here we go. Liverpool verbally agree a deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for a package reaching 150 million euros, including add-ons. Players side already agreed 2 weeks ago, with move now imminent. Vert set for medical and contract signing. And then we did go and talk about Kevin De Bruyne to Napoli, as Fabrizio Romano gives his update saying the club's plans for medical tests to take place on Thursday. KDB should sign all documents soon, and then you will get the here we go. Of course, we then spoke about Rodrygo Gyokeres as he comes on X, the X or Instagram, saying that he is happy by dropping the word Feliz. And of course, if you haven't known, Feliz Navidad means Merry Christmas, and I believe Feliz means happy. And so that's definitely what happens with Rodrygo Gyokeres. And then we went on to talk about Min-jae, as Min-jae is a candidate to be sold by Bayern, and this is quite disappointing in my opinion because of how much we wanted him at Manchester United, and he would have been a really good center back for us in this three-man midfield or three-man defense. However, now say goodbye, bye bye, do whatever you need to do. But Bayern is looking to sell the 28-year-old centre back if suitable offers arrive, and he's under contract to 2028. However, Bayern will basically use that same money and put it into getting a centre back. So they just want to replace him. We then moved on to talking about the U.S. men's player Yunus Musa, as Napoli are in total agreement with AC Milan to sign the midfielder, which I thought was an absolutely steal of a deal. Of course, we covered the move of Ryan Cherky to Manchester City with a contract until 2030. This definitely pained me. I felt so hurt that Ryan Cherky joined Manchester City. But guess what? It is a good move for Ryan Cherky and for Manchester City. Of course, we spoke about Benjamin Sheshko, as he is only wanting to stay in Europe and basically is going to reject the move to Saudi. We went and spoke about Franco Mastantuono, that he is going to be playing in the FIFA World Cup with River Plate and not Real Madrid, even though Real Madrid has gotten the here we go and agreed the deal for Mastantuono to join Real Madrid this summer. As but he's turning one of the reason is because he's turning 18 in July, and so he can't join anybody until he turns 18. And of course, we spoke about Gittins to Chelsea and how much Chelsea are trying to get this done and are going to go back for Gittins after the Club World Cup. But for right now, he is basically going to focus on Borussia Dortmund, and Chelsea are going to focus on the players that they have. We also spoke about Joan Garcia to Barcelona. I'm telling you that it is a here we go. Man, I love when Fabrizio says that. Brighton have, of course, signed two players in the summer and this summer. And yes, that is basically what we have to give you guys today. Of course, Pep Linders, who is this is crazy. Pep Linders was the assistant of Jurgen Klopp, and he is going to be joining the Manchester City backroom staff, including former Manchester City player Kolo Toure. So that is definitely what we have to give you guys today. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are watching on a different platform, and turn on your notifications so you guys do not miss anything that we have to give you guys here on Pillar Sports. I'll see you guys next time. Love you. Peace.